Hey, it's Kirsten here from Kirsten Foss Coaching for another episode of Spa Business Break here on Thursdays. So today in my Facebook Live, I want to share a little bit of a story that happened this week. I have permission to share from my client because it was just so good. So I had a coaching session with a client. She's a solo spa owner. She's had lots of experience. She's got a thriving solo practice. She's very niched. She's gone into the holistic aesthetic side of things. And she is very, very, very busy to the point of, she's booked out until the end of the summer, actually I think into September. And there's, she's trying to figure out how do I make more money because I'm booked out so far, I'm stuck. So I told her I have a plan for her, and the plan was to get her to $100,000 as a solo. And I know plenty of solos that are over $100,000. I know a solo who's at the $200,000 mark. Now these are solo SDs who focus on skin, and that's really where you can leverage your business. So if you are a lash artist, if your niche is manicure pedicure, it's going to be a little bit harder because there's just not the same kind of retailing opportunities. So I will preface this with the fact that she has a business model that is very, very scalable financially for her as a solo. She doesn't want to have staff, so I wanted to create a plan for her that didn't mean that earning more also meant spending more when bringing on a team member. She didn't want to do that. She just wants to earn more money. And so I said, okay, I have a plan to get you to $100,000. And she did not believe me. She was just kind of looked at me skeptically and thought, okay, Kirsten, we'll just see what you got coming up with here. And I mapped it out for her in 12 minutes. And afterwards, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do for the rest of the coaching call? So how did this happen? How did I do it? Well, it really comes from having a fresh set of eyes on your business, just kind of doing an analysis to see where you can actually leverage your growth. Now, if you're a solo and you're at this place where you've maxed out the time for sale, hey, Amy, you're a solo too, and happy to see this live, perfect. So, she's a solo. She doesn't want to have a team. She wants to earn more money, but she's got this full clientele that, they are very, very loyal. People they don't no-show. So she doesn't have any wiggle room to grow her revenues. So I took a look at her business. I looked at her sales. I looked at her service sales. I looked at her retail sales. I looked at the percentage of retail that she was doing, and she'd been making great improvements in her retail sales. She was up at around 40%. Still lots of room for growth when it comes to skincare, though. I think there's plenty of skin therapists, spas out there that, their retail percentage is, 60 to anywhere to 100% of what their service sales are. So, that's that piece of the spa industry where if you're looking for a model to leverage, you really need to be focusing on skin and skincare. That's really where the money is. So I did an analysis. I looked at her service sales. I looked at her retail sales. I looked at her retail percentages. And then I also looked at the weight of her services that she was giving, because not all services are created equal financially, right? So if you've got lots of manicure pedicures booked, yeah, you may be fully booked, but your earning potential is a lot lower than if you could have facials in there. So that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to look at her business reports and her numbers to see, okay, where are the services weighted and where can we possibly cut out some services and replace with some treatments that are better revenue generators for her. And we were able to identify that really quickly and come up with a solution for her to be able to make space in her business coming up. And I had posted this in Spa Business Mastery. Somebody else had, I think I'd asked the question about kind of what's your biggest frustration. And somebody else posted the same problem, which that they were fully booked, but they're fully booked for a long period of time and they couldn't get any of the services, clients in of the services they wanted to do. So, the 2 months were booked up with mostly pedicures and some facials and maybe some massage. And really what she wanted to be doing is many more facials, because that's really where she could leverage. So I had posted in Spa Business Mastery, I think it was probably last month, that a solution to that problem, if you have it, is get to this point of your schedule where you do have some space. Then block off some time that you will only book facial clients. Oh, great. So Gina's here first time. Welcome, Gina. Cheryl, perfect timing. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, so just go to that point in your schedule where you have some space and just block it off for facial skincare clients. Now, there's really no negative aspect to this, because if you get closer to the date and you don't have any, you don't have those spots filled up, you can fill them with the spots that are easy to fill up, no problem. But you want to give priority booking to the services that you want to be doing. That way you can finally kind of play catch up once you get to that point. So for her, all her spaciousness happens in September. So in September is when her earning potential can really kick into gear, because she's saved those, blocked off those pieces of time for clients that want to book facials. I know they are going to get booked up. They're going to get snapped up very, very quickly. So there was some strategy in there. There's definitely some business analysis that needs to happen in order to kind of get from here to get you there. Now, just by, we figured out, okay, what's the difference between where is she now with her yearly earning and, what the goal is, 100,000. And so I just did some quick calculations to figure out what the difference is. How much farther does she need to go? And she really didn't need to go that much further. I'd say probably about $25,000 more, maybe a little bit less. And that seems like a really big number, but when we calculated it with those blocked off periods coming up, it made up for that $100,000. So I quickly did those calculations, turned it around, showed her the piece of paper, and I'm like, it covers it. It covers it. This takes you to $100,000. If nothing else changes in your business, if nothing else changes about your retail sales percentage, if you just have this time blocked off to reserve for priority booking for facials, you will reach 100 grand. So she kind of looked at me and like, holy crap. Okay, that's not that hard. Now I'd like to speak about there's another aspect to this that we talked about even kind of before we got into the number crunching. And that has to do with your financial set point, your own personal financial set point. So if any of you have ever done any fitness or kind of trying different diets or losing weight, you know that your body has an internal set point, and that you've got this natural place where your body wants to land. Sorry, I got kids texting me and there we go, distracting. You have a physical set point of weight in your body. Now, when it comes to money and how you think about money, you also have a financial set point in your head. It's a financial belief system set point. And one of the things I wanted to talk to her about at our coaching was I wanted to know, where is her financial set point? Where is she most comfortable earning? What does she think she could earn? And we realized that her financial set point is actually right where she's at right now, not at that $100,000 mark. Now, how do we change our financial set point? We start getting comfortable with thinking about, daydreaming, planning on earning $100,000 if that's what your goal is. So, and that really, the process of adjusting your own financial set point is really just a matter of challenging your own beliefs. I've done this with myself. I've done it with challenging my beliefs on how hard I have to work. Like, I don't want to be hustling 24/7. I want my weekends off. I want Fridays off in the summer. There's lots of places where we just kind of get stuck in our own belief systems about what we think just is. So I challenge you to think about, what is your financial set point for earning? Do you have this kind of comfortable number where you're like, yeah, I could totally make, if you're a solo, I could totally make $50,000. That's, I think I could do that. But if I were to ask you, could you make $100,000? And if you get this internal restriction, tightness, and like, oh, no way, then you know that you have a financial set point that is lower than what you actually want. So that's kind of like a bit of a friction that happens in our heads when it comes to setting goals for our earning power. We've got these subconscious beliefs about kind of what we can earn, what's possible to be earned. Think about when you just first started working, right out of high school. Your financial set point was really, really low. And as you gained experience and confidence, your set point rose. You had higher expectations for yourself for earning. This is just another piece of that conversation. And if you seem to be stuck at a certain point of earning, then it's time to start challenging those belief systems about, why can't I earn $100,000? There's lots of solo estheticians out there that are earning over $100,000. There's no reason why I can't. Now, the piece that gets you stuck is figuring out exactly how you're going to do it. That will cut the whole thing down and stop any kind of shifts happening in your own financial set point. It's all about daydreaming. It's just about thinking about the possibilities, daydreaming about what your life would be like. What kind of opportunities does that kind of money do for you? For myself, for my client, money actually for us just means opportunities. It means that we can take more courses. It means that we can go on retreats. It means that we can invest in our business in ways that we are really, really important for us. It's not necessarily about buying a new car or getting a bigger house or, having certain brand purse. It really just depends on what you value about money. So yeah, it's going to be different for everybody. All right, so after we realize, okay, 12 minutes, we've got a plan to 100 grand, this is how we're gonna do it. The next, we weren't finished there because we also realized that there were some gaps in her sales system. She didn't really have one. And trust me, what gets you here as far as your own sales process or sales system isn't gonna get you there. You need to do an upgrade on your sales system. So for the rest of the 45 minutes, I walked her through my own branded sales system and gave her some templates. I gave her lots of scripts to use and a kind of a full treatment system, like from the beginning of the treatment to the end of the treatment, what to say, how to say it, how to set things up so that she can now leverage the time she has with her clients and leverage that earning potential, especially for her retail sales. All right, what else do I want to share with you? Okay, so basically, really, there was 3 points. It had to do with kind of challenging a mindset point of earning potential. She needed a fresh pair of eyes on her reports to be able to see what she just couldn't see. She didn't know what she didn't know. She didn't really know what to look for. So that's why having a fresh set of eyes can, bam, I saw it right away. Whoa, lots of potential here. And then this is how we're going to do it. It's really hard when you're in the middle of it. Personally, for my business, it's the same way. When you're in it, you're almost too close to it. Sometimes it's difficult to analyze the details and the little nuances that could change in your business. And then she needed a new sales system to help support her in her reaching her new goal. All right, well, that is what I wanted to share with you. 100 grand, how to hit 100 grand for a solo. If you have a team, these principles are exactly the same. So maybe it means you want to be hitting 300 grand. Maybe you want to be hitting $500,000. Maybe you want to be hitting $1 million. What is your financial set point in your head? Does it need some love to that, some nurturing, some healing? And do you need a fresh set of eyes to see where that opportunities are in order able to leverage your business? And then finally, you want to be able to implement new systems into your business so that systems just give repeatable results. That's just what you need. So you're not kind of trying this over here and trying this over here and that over there and not landing on something that is consistent and structured. That's what I want to share with you. I thank you so much for joining me, and I know I've got lots of people here so far. So I'm curious if anybody is in that place where they're a solo, they're really booked, and you're wondering how can I actually leverage this to earn more? Or maybe you have a team and the team everything's booked. There's not many appointments. There probably is some places that you can leverage in order to grow the earning potential of the spa. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining me for a spa business break this Thursday. I'll be here again next Thursday at noon Pacific. See you then.